Good morning everyone, I am Shivani. Today I am going to make an audio recording for visually impaired student of Physical Chemistry book of Pradeep Publications. Name of the chapter is Properties Molecular and Structure. Part 3, Article 5.4 Magnetic Susceptibility. 5.41 General introduction of some term used. Number 1 Magnetic permeability. If two magnetic poles of strength M1 and M2 are separated by a distance r, then the force F acting between them is given by F is equal to 1 by mu M1 into M2 by r square. The quantity mu used in the above expression is called the magnetic permeability of the medium between the poles. It is defined as the relative tendency of the magnetic line of force to pass through the medium as compared to that in the vacuum. For vacuum, mu is taken as equal 1. Similarly, for air, mu is taken as approximately equal to 1. Number 2 Diamagnetic, paramagnetic and ferromagnetic substance. As mentioned above, for vacuum mu 1, for other media mu can be less than or greater than 1. If mu is less than 1, then the magnetic line of force prefer to pass through the vacuum rather than through the substance comprising the medium. In other words, the magnetic line of force are repelled away from the substance. Such substances are solely to be diamagnetic. On the other hand, if mu is greater than 1, then the magnetic line of force have greater tendency to pass through the substance rather than through the vacuum. In other words, the magnetic line of force are attracted toward the substance. Such substances are called paramagnetic. If mu is very high, that is of the order of 10 cube or more, the tendency of the substance to attract the magnetic lines of force is very high and substance is said to be ferromagnetic. Ferromagnetism is exhibited mainly by iron, cobalt, nickel and their alloy. It is a property of greater interest in the subject of physics only. In chemistry, we deal only with the diamagnetism and paramagnetism. The behavior of diamagnetic and paramagnetic substance in a magnetic field is shown diagram in figure 5.19. Number 3 Magnetic susceptibility. As seen above, if any material is placed in a magnetic field, the strength of the magnetic field in the material is different from that in the vacuum. The strength of the magnetic field thus present in material is called magnetic induction. In figure A, magnetic line of force passing through vacuum. B. Magnetic line of force is pushed away by the diamagnetic substance. C. Magnetic line of force drawn in by the paramagnetic substance in figure 5.19. If H is the strength of the applied magnetic field and B is the magnetic induction in the given material, the two are related according to the equation B is equal to H plus 4 pi 1, where I represents the magnetic moment per unit volume in the material and is called intensity of magnetism. It may be positive or negative depending upon whether the material is paramagnetic or diamagnetic. The intensity of magnetism produced per unit strength of the applied magnetic field is called specific magnetic susceptibility. It is usually represented by x, thus mathematically x is equal to 1 by h. Equation 2. In this quantity, which is usually measured experimentally in the study of magnetic properties of different material, multiplying the specific magnetic susceptibility with the molar volume m by rho of the material, we get what is called as magnetic susceptibility per mole or molar magnetic susceptibility. It is usually represented by the molar magnetic may be defined as the intensity of magnetism induced per mole of the material by the unit field strength. Quite often, it is convenient to deal with the quantity in place of x. Further, the magnetic induction B is related to the strength of the applied magnetic field H according to the equation. B is equal to mu H, where mu is the magnetic permeability of the medium, the material placed between the poles. Also from equation 2, I is equal to xh. Substituting the value of B and I from equation 4 and 5 in equation 1, we get. Since I in the above discussion is the magnetic moment per unit volume of the material, X is in fact the volume susceptibility of the medium. However, for most of the practical purpose, we use mass susceptibility. It is obtained by dividing the volume susceptibility by the density rho of the material. Hence, we have mass susceptibility. Substituting this value in equation 7, we get this gives the relation between the specific magnetic susceptibility and the magnetic permeability of a material of density rho in. Since the diamagnetic substance mu greater than 1, therefore the specific magnetic susceptibility is negative for such substance. On the other hand, for paramagnetic substance, mu greater than 1, therefore x and x dash is positive but small. For ferromagnetic substance, as mu is very large, so x and x dash is also very large. 5.42 Measurement of magnetic susceptibility, Gauss method. The magnetic susceptibilities are generally determined by the method put forward by Gauss in 1899. It shown in figure 5.20 and is briefly explained below. The material under examination is taken in a thin cylinder or a tube which is then suspended vertically with a wire from one arm of the balance between the two poles of an electromagnet such that the lower end of the cylinder is nearly in the middle of the pole of the electromagnet. The cylinder is now counterbalanced in the position by placing weights in the other pan of the balance. The current is now switched into the electromagnet. If the substance is paramagnetic, the cylinder will be pulled down so that more magnetic line of force can pass through it. On the other hand, if the substance is diamagnetic, the cylinder will be pushed upward so that less magnetic line of force may pass through it. In the first case, some extra weights will have to be added into the pen, where in the second case some weight will have to remove from the pen to restore the balance. Since the change in weight is equal to the magnetic force acting on the material. Hence, if delta m is the change in mass, then we have where g is the acceleration due to gravity, so that delta mg gives the change in weight. The right hand side is the magnetic force acting on the material of volume susceptibility. X when A is the area of cross section of the specimen, H is the field strength, and XA is the volume susceptibility of the air. Value of XA is equal to 0.03 into 10 to the power minus 6. Thus, using equation 9, the value of X can be calculated. In the above calculation, the absolute value of the field strength H is also required. However, the necessity of measure H and A can be eliminated in the experiment is first performed with the substance of non-susceptibility using the same magnetic field and the same cylinder for taking this substance. Usually water is taken as the standard substance for this purpose. Then evidently we will have where delta m is the change in mass when the sample under examination is placed in the magnetic field, and delta mw is the change in mass when water is taken in the same cylinder and placed in the same magnetic field. XA is the magnetic susceptibility of the sample, and HW and XA are those of the water and air respectively. The calculation of molar magnetic susceptibility of a compound for the atomic and structural value help us to decide between the alternate structure for a compound or to confirm the structure of the compound by comparing the calculate value with the experimental value. A few examples are illustrated below. Diamagnetic substances were studied for this purpose because their magnetic susceptibility is independent of temperature and is nearly same for substance in the gaseous and liquid state. 5.4.4 Explanation of diamagnetism and paramagnetism. Electrons in an atom have orbital motion as well as spin motion. As they are charged particles, therefore their motion produced a small magnetic field. If all the electrons in a molecule are paired, the magnetic moment of the electron spinning in one direction is called by the magnetic moment of the electron spinning in the opposite direction. The net result is that the substance has zero magnetic moment if such as substance is placed in a magnetic field. Small magnetic moment is induced in the substance in opposition to the external magnetic field. As a result, the substance is repelled by the magnetic field. This type of behavior is observed for the diamagnetic substance. Thus, diamagnetism is exhibited by those substances which contain paired electrons only, that is, no unpaired electron is present. On other hand, if a substance contains some unpaired electron, the magnetic moment of the electrons do not cancel out completely. Hence, the substance has a permanent magnetic moment of its own. In fact, each unpaired electron behaves like a micromagnet with a definite magnet moment. If such a substance is placed in an external magnetic field, the micromagnets will arrange themselves parallel to the external field, and the induced magnetic moment is insufficient to everyone the permanent magnetic moment of the substance. Such substances are therefore attracted by the magnetic field instead of being repelled by it. This type of behavior is observed for the paramagnetic substance. Thus, paramagnetism is exhibited by those substances which contain some unpaired electrons. 5.45 Determination of magnetic moment of a paramagnetic substance. As explained above, each atom, ion, or molecules of a paramagnetic substance behave like a micromagnet with a definite inherent magnetic moment of magnitude mu m. When such a substance is placed in the internal magnetic field, the micromagnet tend to arrange themselves parallel to the applied field. However, this tendency is opposed by the thermal motion of the particle because magnetic susceptibility of paramagnetic substance varies with temperature. Hence, the actual arrangement taken upon depends upon the temperature. In 1905, put forward the following relationship between molar magnetic susceptibility, magnetic moment, and temperature. Equation 11, where n is Avogadro number, k is Boltzmann constant, and alpha m is a constant of the given substance. It represents the diamagnetic molar susceptibility of the substance induced by the applied magnetic field. In equation 11, all quantities are constant except xm and t, thus determining Sm for the given substance at different temperature T and then plotting a straight line graph will be obtained, the slope of which will be equal to mu square mn by 3k. Hence mu m can be calculated. 1 bm is equal to 9.2732 10 to the power into 10 to the power minus 21 urge Gauss inverse. 5.46 Relationship between magnetic moment and the number of unpaired electrons. The total magnetic moment of any atom, ion or molecule is the sum of the following two values. Magnetic moment, number 1, magnetic moment due to orbital motion of the electron, it is equal to root I bracket I L plus 1 Bm, where I is equal to azimuthal or orbital quantum number for that electron. Second, magnetic moment due to spin motion of the electrons, it's equal to 2 under root s plus 1 bm, where s is the spin quantum number having value equal to half. If ions or molecules are considered instead of free atoms, it is accepted that the orbital motions of the electrons are tied to the nuclear configuration of the molecule or the ion so tightly that they are unable to line up with the applied magnetic field. Hence, the magnetic moment contribution due to the orbital motion is negligible. Thus, the magnetic moment of the molecule or the ion is mainly due to spin motion of the electrons. Hence, it is called spin magnetic moment. Thus, we have here S represent spin quantum number for unpaired electron. For a molecule or ion containing a number of unpaired electrons, the expression is usually equation 13, where S represents the total spin quantum number. Thus, for one unpaired electron, S is equal to half. For two unpaired electron, S is equal to 2 by 2. For three unpaired electron, S is equal to 3 by 2, and so on. In general, for n unpaired electron, S is equal to n by 2. Hence, equation 13 becomes. Thus, knowing the number of unpaired electrons present, the magnetic moment can be calculated or vice versa. The expected value for the magnetic moment for paramagnetic substance for different value of unpaired electron are given in table 5.4. 5.47 Relationship between molar magnetic susceptibility and the number of unpaired electrons. Taking alpha m to be negligible in equation 11, and it represented the diamagnetic molar susceptibility of the substance induced by the applied magnetic field. Equation 11 becomes. Substituting the value of um from equation 14 in equation 15, we get the accepted value of xm for different value of n are listed in table 5.4. This is a table of 5.4. 5.48 Application of magnetic susceptibility. Number 1. In confirming the structure of a given molecule. The uses of molar magnetic susceptibilities in confirming the structure of a given molecule is based upon the fact that magnetic susceptibility is additive as well as constitutive properties as already discussed in section 5.43 with examples. Number 2. In calculation of the number of unpaired electrons in a molecule or ion, knowing the molar magnetic susceptibilities which can be easily determined experimentally, the number of unpaired electrons present in a molecule or ions can be calculated using equation 16. This has helped in understanding the electronic structure of a number of molecules. For example, the molar magnetic susceptibility of oxygen has been found to be 3400 into 10 to the power minus 6, which shows that it must contain two unpaired electrons. Thus, the structure of oxygen molecule should be represented as. Number 3. In the study of coordination compound, the main application of magnetic susceptibility in chemistry has been in the study of coordination compound of transition element. Measurement of magnetic susceptibility help us to know the number of unpaired electrons present in the complex, which in turn helps to assign the correct structure of the complex ion in some cases. For example, the magnetic susceptibility value of the complex though each has the same coordination number 6 suggests that there is one unpaired electron present in former where there are 5 unpaired electrons present in latter. These are explained by suggesting the following electronic structure to these complexes. In figure 5.21. Fourth, in stabilizing the formulas of certain compound. For example, it has been shown that the formula of hypophosphoric acid is H4P2O6 and not H2PO3. This is because if the latter formula were correct, sodium and silver salt NaHPO3 and Ag2PO3 would contain an odd number of electrons and should be paramagnetic, while actually they are diamagnetic. Hence, their salt must have the formulas Na2H2P2O6 and Ag4P2O6 respectively. Similar, the formula of mercurous chloride in Hg2Cl2 and not HgCl. Fifth, in explaining the existence of odd electron molecules, the compound containing odd electrons are accepted to be paramagnetic. This is actually found to be so for a few gaseous compounds, namely nitric oxide, nitrogen dioxide, and chlorine dioxide. Moreover, their magnetic susceptibilities shows that they contain one unpaired electron in each case. In explaining the formation of free radical, some highly substituted aeromagnetic compounds have a tendency to dissociate into fragments called free radical. The existence of a free radical is supported by the fact that such compounds exhibit appreciable paramagnetism, which is explained on the basis that the free radical contain odd electrons. The measurement of magnetic susceptibilities of such substance even help in the calculation of percentage dissociation of the substance into free radical. For example, the paramagnetic susceptibility of alpha-naphthalene diphenyl-methyl is found to be 140 into 10 to the power 6. The theoretical value for a single unpaired electron as shown in table 5.4 is 1260 into 10 to the power minus 6. Hence, percentage of compound just dissociated into free radical is equal to 140 by 1260 into 100 is equal to 11%. Thank you.